Hey, welcome to my garden again. It is June 22nd. Uh, I worked outside this morning. It was 93 degrees and 82% humidity. I came back out now, it's 5:30. Um, and it's 90 degrees and 60% humidity. So, got some new super tunias. These are fun. I like the purple against the brick of our house. Geraniums are doing well. I have another pot. I'm gonna put in some white ones to add the next color. Uh, so yeah, our hydrangeas. Uh, every year, this is pretty much what we get. We've had them in different spots. Uh, they're very healthy, as you see. They just don't bloom. Uh, and it's a variety I've never tried before. And they should not be pink, by the way. So this area is coming in. I'm slowly figuring things out. I need to plant the other hydrangeas. I'm going to put them through here because I'm going to move the path, the brick path. I'm probably right now leaning towards bluestone, to run bluestone through the arbors, and then at some point make a patio through here. But the grapes are coming in. These are Concords. I got a bunch on this one. The Thompson green grapes. This one's got a couple. Concord over there has got a few. So it'll be interesting to see, because this is a fairly shady spot, but it gets a lot of morning sun. So it'd be interesting to see if one side or the other produces more once they get a little more mature. My Incrediballs are ready to bloom. This poor one, it lost a stalk when I was planting it. That was my fault. And it just lost another one we had a pretty torrential thunderstorm the other day, and took out another one of the stalks. So this one's a little thinner. So changes. So the oak leaf hydrangeas are in full bloom. My daylilies, I'm not a fan of daylilies. I got these because I didn't know what else to put here. They like it here. I like the colors, the red and the purple. My shade area is doing well. We've been lucky to get a lot of rain this season, unlike last year where we went 3 months without rain. So everything's doing very well. The bugleweed is just going crazy. My little Solomon seal over there, that's the main one. This oak leaf hydrangea is blooming. It's just a little bit behind the other ones. It gets a little bit less sun than the other ones. So it's an interesting experiment. All my corbels are blooming. This is a quick fire fab hydrangea. I have another one on the other side by my honeysuckle. So it'll be interesting to see how well this one does comparison to the other, and vice versa. Hosta's blooming. These are the Empress Woos. Again, another plant I typically don't like. I don't like hostas usually, and I hate their blooms, but my little buddies love them, so that's why I leave them. All my tuber lilies are getting big. They're a late bloomer, so they bloom late summer, fall. The 9-bark. So there's a little spider. No blooms, but very healthy. It's grown a lot. And it just doesn't get enough sun. As the other one, I have another one which blooms. The Oregon gray pollies. So this is a great. So they do produce these little. They look like blueberries, but they're actually grapes. So you can eat these. They are very edible. People make a lot of jams and stuff with them. They're very tart. So, but it's a great plant. They will get about 5 feet tall when fully mature. They're one of those types that takes a couple years for them to get established, and then once they're established, they take off with a lot of growth spurts. So we'll see, because I put these in last year. They've grown a bunch, but we'll see how well they do. Here's a limelight hydrangea. This one gets more, like now, it gets afternoon sun. So, and my wild daylilies, they were on the property, different gardens, and I just threw them back here. Helps with erosion. They're pretty. I'm not a big daylily fan, but they do their job. The pollinators love them. So my bush beans are coming in. So I just put these in. Already budding. So we'll see how they do. I'm eating one of the gray pollies. So my eaten up cabbage. We'll see how this goes. The sad thing is just they didn't do that well. But I'm still letting them grow. I might just leave them out, see if the deer will eat them. Yeah, the problem is I got berries dropping from my neighbor's plants, so I'm probably gonna find them inside the cabbage. So here's the 9-bark, the other one. See, it's much bigger, has a lot more growth, and it has the blooms. So I may bring the other one over here, like somewhere there. Oh yeah, so my Happy Jack, clematis. This I brought back from the dead. I forgot it was tucked away. I'll show you where. Blueberries are doing well. These are the peach shore big ones, and I added another one. But yeah, so far the blueberries are doing well. They've been producing, pretty good fruit, and they ripen pretty quick once they're done. I did add a couple things. So delphinium, one of my favorites. I've struggled with delphinium because I have a tendency to let them overseed themselves, and it becomes a problem. They'll die because I leave the stalks on too long, and that's why a lot of times they don't come back. These are the mini pinks. These are a dwarf variety, so that's basically how big they get. We'll see if they like it there. A little more shade than delphiniums usually like. One of the things I did the other day, I trimmed back all the stuff from my neighbor's yard, and I caged up my blackberries to get them off the ground. trying to make it a little bit easier to, you know, eventually be able to harvest. And this way, I'm also, when I'm going through weeding and clipping stuff out, I'm not stepping all over. That was more the driving part of it. Here's my other quick fire fab. This one's already blooming, which just shows, you know, this one gets a lot more sun. You know, and that's the trick. The plants will tell you every time. If they're happy, they'll bloom and they'll grow. Sometimes they're not really happy and they'll survive, but they won't bloom. So coming through the new section, I turned back the barberry. Today's project this morning was I deadheaded the arch. That took a while and went through my gloves a few times, especially with the Cancun rose. This one is, you can see the thorns on this one is pretty rough. But it's all done. I already saw up top, I already saw new growth and a couple new blooms coming up. Lantern flies. You see the little black and white nymphs. Those are lantern flies. Just hate them, but it is what it is. So a lot of things are cycling into bloom. So early spring stuff's done. So now we get mid-spring, summer blooms. As I did the avums, I deadheaded those, and they're starting to throw shoots out. That one's got a bunch. Here's a good example, and I did this in the last video. So this is a cat's pajamas cat mitt. So when these blooms are done, you want to deadhead it. Basically, you basically take a third off the plant and take it almost. The plant kind of tells you right where the leaves start to yellow a little bit. So you take it all the way down to here, which is what I did to this one, and it'll start growing back and blooming again. One of my bee balms, the bees love it. It's one of their favorites. There's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 9 bumblebees on this thing. So I found out another thing the bunnies love to eat is my butterfly weed. Yeah. So you gotta figure out what to do with that. I may just take that one out. They're still eating my Heliopsis, my false sunflowers, which is getting annoying at this point. They're cute, and you figure, oh, how much could they really eat? So, yeah, these are the Burning Heart false sunflowers, or the Heliopsis. One of my favorites because they get really tall. These are like 5 feet tall. They'll match, you know, my bee balm. This is a raspberry wine. That's about a 5-footer. My Joe Pye weed 6 feet at this point. There's a nice Asiatic lily tucked in there. It's a tiny moon, a little peach colored. That's the, you know, the fun part. I tuck things in and see how they do. My cone flowers are blooming. They're doing really well this year. They're behaving. If something comes up, I'll definitely do a video to show everybody. what some of the diseases coneflowers can have, which can be fairly problematic. The yarrow's doing great. Some of them are ready to be cut back. I'll show you something interesting. I gotta walk all the way around. So my milkweed's starting to bloom. I did add the ice ballet. So this is a white milkweed. They'll do fine there. It gets enough sun. Mostly morning sun. It'll do really well. Like I said, coneflowers are popping up. They're doing really well. Wanted to go around here. Well, there's a new one today. I didn't see this morning. One of my balloon flowers. Kind of tucked in here between the rose and my coneflowers. So one of the new ones today, guess what bloomed? Gladiolas. I got a couple stalks I've seen. There's another one back there. There's a couple back there. Most of these are red. I do have a couple of yellow ones in there too. And I've a bunch more up there, and some on the side garden too. I did a video on Russian sage. Take a look. It's a great plant. Very easy to deal with. Deer hate it, so that's always a positive. So here's my Japanese iris. It's a tiramisu Japanese iris. It'd be interesting to see how I tucked that hibiscus and one back there. That one's growing in really well. I want to see how well they do. And here's another, fatality. He's even chewing off some of my sage. The bees aren't protecting it. But yeah, the bunny chewed that. So I gotta cut that off later. Blanket flowers blooming. Another one. You must have just done this because I was out here. Part of a balloon flower. Yeah, they're getting they're finding other plants. So now it's balloon flowers and butterfly weed, apparently. So hopefully they grow up and move on to someone else's property. The one is really tiny and cute, but I'm assuming it's a female because it's much smaller than the other two that I've seen. But she's killing me. So over here, my lilies are still blooming. So the yellow ones and the yellow and maroon. This is still one of my favorites. This is the pomegranate yarrow. I have another one there. And another one there. So this is, I'm waiting for these because they didn't bloom last year with the weather we had. I'm glad they came back. These are Lucky Angel. These are triple blooms. So they bloom inside of each other. So when they come out, I'll capture that. My wisteria is blooming again. It'll do a couple blooms here and there. Let's see what else is going on. So my Heliopsis is what happens. So the bunny will eat it down to the ground, and they'll start coming back. you know, I might get blooms out of them again. This is a Trojan lily. I love the coloration. It's a peachy center, pinkish, purplish red on the tips. That was a fun one because that was a freebie in one of my gardens. A bird must have dropped. But yeah, everything's coming in the center. Just I'll wait till things grow in a little bit more. My dias are growing. My one lazy one seems to be coming back. This is a bishop, and then, I don't know if something ate it, but it's actually coming back. So it's a smaller flower. It's a big plant. The flowers is like the size of a black-eyed Susan, but they're red with a black center, and they have a hint of chocolate. So that's always fun. But yeah, this is June 22nd, coming to the end of June, coming into summer. You know, some of my Coreopsis are popping up. And I'll leave you with a new one, which is around by my sidewalk. Yeah, it's hot out today. It's just walk around doing a video, I'm sweating. Yeah, see the avums, after I deadhead it, they'll start pushing up new shoots. So it'll just keep blooming. So this is a desert coral. I have a couple of these. I love the color. It's that sandy orange on the outer ring and that red inside. It's a great color. I have a couple of those throughout the garden. I got a little problem here with my Montauk. That's why I haven't cut them back. I got a whole section dying out on this one. My other one over there is fine. So I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm curious. I'm wondering if it's too much rain. And that whole section is dying out. The rest of it looks fine. And then the veggies. Yeah, I still got to get those in the ground. Veggies are doing great. I just harvested a bunch of other tomatoes. They're a bunch, they'll probably be ready in a day or two. Some good sized cukes. That's probably need to harvest that one. I just picked 4 peppers. Artichoke's doing well. Strawberries are growing. Keep throwing out shoots. I keep cutting them off because I wanted to push out fruit. So, but they're all growing. You know, I did a video on the stacker. There's a green stalk 7-tier. I have the spinner base, which is nice because you get better sun exposure. And I had like 2 strawberries already, but nothing you know to write home about. And my eggplanting. So the lavender, I'm happy this one survived. All the rest of them have died. I'm thinking about adding a lavender. If anyone has any, you know, opinion on it, in my olive pot. So I'm going to leave this here and grow a lavender coming out of here. Should be pretty. So bring a little pop of purple here, and but that's it. That's my garden. A lot of work, but it's well worth it. We've had visitors almost every day. Had 2 this morning. Had a group yesterday. You know, if you're nearby, South Jersey, send me a comment, send me a message. You're definitely welcome. That's why I have everything labeled, so you can figure out what everything is. So, thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe.